welcome, and can we all sit down? So, welcome to all of you, and thank you so much on behalf of Janice and Jabbar for being here today to share in this wonderful celebration. You have come from near and far to celebrate the marriage of these two people who I have come to love and admire. I am Dr. Merrill Doman, and I am proud and touched to be asked by both Janice and Jabbar to officiate on this most important moment in their lives. Why, you may ask, did they ask me? I'm a psychoanalyst with a private practice in West Los Angeles, and I also volunteer my time with the Soldiers Project. The Soldiers Project helps veterans and their loved ones heal obvious and hidden wounds that war leaves behind by providing confidential, thank you, Jabbar, psychological treatment for those in need. So Janice and Jabbar were referred by the Soldiers Project and made an appointment with me after they had been dating for 6 months. They felt totally committed, but wanted to make sure they were doing all the right things to ensure having an open, loving, and accepting relationship. They wanted to explore scar tissue that each brought to the relationship and the imprint of the ravages of war. We're all here tonight because of that commitment. Personally, I have been in awe how dedicated they have been to a process that has involved very long drives in the height of the rush hour coming from Long Beach. Janice coming from Long Beach and Jabbar going to work after our meetings. And they really hardly ever missed a time. Today is a celebration of love, commitment, family, and mostly about two people who are in it for the long haul. It seems fitting that this labor of love is also sanctified on this day, the first day of the Labor Day weekend. Let's pause for a moment and focus on who these two individuals are. Dr. Janice is a twin to her sister, Geneva. Geneva doesn't let Janice forget that she's older by 2 minutes. They grew up in San Diego with Dustin, who is 2 years older. Not very pleased that he didn't get just one sister, but two at the same time. Dustin is the one who introduced Janice to video games, maybe Geneva as well, and comic books. Frances, Janice's mom, always worked while the kids were growing up and made it look just like a pleasure. Education has always been of central importance to the family. Janice has a bachelor's degree in English from UC Riverside. She has a master's degree from USC and a doctorate in education from Cal State Long Beach, where she's presently a college administrator. She is and always will be a Chargers fan, regardless of the big deal fancy stadium being built for our Rams. Jamar grew up in Los Angeles with his sister Phoebe. Phoebe went to Tuskegee University in Alabama. She married Marcus back there and presently works at Microsoft in Seattle, and mother to Sadie, Sienna, and brother Kai. Curtis, Jamar's dad, was with the MTA for 32 years before retiring and relocating to Seattle. Carolyn, Jamar's mom, lives in the Valley and completed her bachelor's degree while Jamar was in high school. Jamar went to Granada High, and I hear tell a great athlete.
It was awesome.
He signed up for the National Guard right after high school and sent to Fort Jackson in South Carolina for his basic training. When I asked Jamar what inspired him to do that, he said he wanted to feel the support of the Army, to do something that felt really important, and as well as getting his college education. He returned home in 2001, a few days before 9/11, and was then shipped to Kuwait and Iraq in 2004 and came back in 2005. Eventually, Jamar completed his degree at Cal State Northridge. Okay, so Jamar and Janice met online through OkCupid. He had just started his 9 o'clock shift as project manager for the MTA. What? Supervisor. They spoke on the phone. I didn't see this in the office. They They spoke on the phone for a couple of weeks before taking the leap and meeting in person. They were getting excited but didn't want to get too optimistic. Janice suggested that they meet at the USC bookstore. They met and the rest is history. The icing on all of it was that Jabbar was also a die-hard Chargers fan. Mostly because there wasn't a home team. Actually, one of the first issues we talked about is how do you stay engaged and loving during football season. Not easy. A while ago, we were discussing the wedding ceremony, and I asked them if they would write a letter to each other, sharing their thoughts and feelings about marriage. Both were just beautiful messages of love. Janice wrote how Jabbar is an equal intellectual and emotional complement, and his sense of wonder for how and why things are is completely joyful. The continual desire to learn more encourages her to do the same. He is the kindest human being I know. So stunning to me when Janice wrote, I don't have to wait and hope he becomes the man I want him to be. I love him exactly as he is. I want to marry Jabbar because I have never loved anyone the way I love him. Jabbar wrote, I want to marry Janice because I am in love with an amazing woman that makes me feel so loved. It was love at first sight. Ever since we held hands walking down the stairs at the Natural History Museum, I have been in a constant state of bliss. Her beautiful smile and amazing curly hair. Her gorgeous brown eyes. I had initial concerns sharing that I loved her so soon. Her saying she loved me was the sweetest sound I have ever heard. I was concerned sharing my mild symptoms of PTSD. Loud explosions make me flinch to this day, even though I know for a fact Iraqi insurgents are not trying to land a mortar on my head. I should have known. Janice didn't flinch. Even though I made it back from Iraq on American shores, I still felt I was not yet home. For the last decade, I have been on a tireless journey, and it is only now, when I see Janice, that I know I am really home. Both Janice and Jabbar said that they are each other's unicorns. Unicorns are said to be both magical and medicinal. They are strong, beautiful, and centered. And as the poet Shel Silverstein said in his lovely poem, The Unicorn, a long time ago, when the earth was green and there was more kinds of animals than you've ever seen, and they'd run around free while the world was being born, the loveliest of all was the unicorn. I'd like to ask you all to stand. I'm going to ask you a question, and your response will be, we will. Will you all who are present here today surround Janice and Jabbar in love, offering them the joys of your friendship and supporting them in their marriage? Thank you.
Wow.
I'll sit.
All right, free drinks in the house.
Okay.
Applesauce, please.
Let us all participate together in this covenant of marriage. No two people can do it alone. Janice and Jabbar, friends and family, will hold you to this commitment. They just told you so. The marriage ceremony has been an important feature across nearly every culture, religion, generation, and society. We have thousands of important moments that happen throughout our lives. But this one is regarded as one so crucial that we acknowledge its special status by sharing it with others. Despite all our differences, love seems to be what we can all share. It can be the great unifier, our one universal truth. No matter who we are, where we've come from, what we believe, we know this one thing: love is what we're doing right. That's why you both are standing here tonight. That's why you all are here, to watch them take their vows. We have all loved in our lifetimes, and in this moment, we're reminded that the ability to love is the very best part of our humanity. Janice and Jabbar, you are about to make promises to each other that I know you intend to keep. You are going to take the vow to take care of each other, to stand up for one another, and find happiness in the other. You will step on each other's toes, and relationships seem to develop a mind of their own. But there's a simple premise to all the promises. You're vowing to show up. You're teaming up and saying to the other that every experience I am going to have, I invite you to be part of. A Vietnamese monk, a living sage, Nhat Hanh, was nominated by Martin Luther King for the Nobel Peace Prize. And he suggests to ask a simple and powerful question of each other every single day. My beloved, how can I make you feel loved today? Tell me, my love, how can I make you feel more loved than yesterday? It is now time for you to exchange your wedding vows. Will you take each other's hand? Oh, geez.
Everyone to know that I love you with every fiber of my being. I promise to love you with every heart. I promise to love you because you're the love of my life. I promise to love you when you're cranky, even though the charges have lost. I promise to love you, even though full well I know I'll be doing most of the dishes. Just the toxic delicious doesn't dishes. All right. I promise to love you even though you don't math. I vow to snuggle with you as often as I possibly can. I vow to try to make you laugh, even though, my dad jokes are terrible. Yes, I will not insert dad joke there. All right. I vow to be a big supporter, to lend you all of my strength so that you can accomplish all of your dreams. I look forward to the beautiful, bright future that is in your eyes, where I can see my future, and I know it's my last chance to catch my dream. Janice, I love you, and I'm ready to start this adventure.
Jabar, my unicorn, love of my life. I love you because you are strong, intelligent, curious, nerdy, and one of the best humans I know. You're my person, and I love you unconditionally and without hesitation. Today, I choose you, and I make this promise to you. I will laugh with you in good times, even though your jokes are terrible and punny. I will comfort you in times of sadness. I will share in your dreams and be your biggest cheerleader. I promise to work with you to maintain a relationship of equity and love, knowing that we will build a life together better than either of us could have ever imagined apart. I promise I will care for you, stand by your side, and share with you all of life's adventures and misadventures today, tomorrow, and forever.
Do you, Jabar, take Janice to be your lawfully wedded wife?
Yes, yes I do.
Do you, Janice, take Jabar to be your lawfully wedded husband? Now it's time for the rings. Jabar is going to share the symbolism of the ring.
The ring is a circle that is a symbol of eternity, with no beginning or end. But this ring did have a beginning. It began in the heart of the star. Billions of years ago, as the star converted its last bit of fuel into iron, it meant the end of that story. But in a brilliant flash, in a supernova, began something new. A piece of matter that traveled billions of light years into a newly forming world that was consumed as a part of the formation of the Earth that we now stand in. It was dug up, forged into this symbol, and to remind us that it is a symbol, that love is as vast as the universe and as old as time itself. That this ring is a promise, and that I promise to love you with all of my stardust. You know this.
Janice, place the ring in Jabar's finger. Today, September 2nd, 2016, and by the power vested in me by the Universal Church and the state of California,
Online schools.
family and friends, it is my honor to present for the first time Dr. Janice and Staff Sergeant Sarcedo-Magruder.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Is that all on my face? Oh, you saw that?